Hi, I want to welcome you all to be on this live webinar today. I'm so happy to have you all with me, and I'm looking forward to share some of my knowledge with you today. My name is Vesterli from Vesterli Coaching. I live in Denmark, and I do appreciate that I can collect people from all over the world to share with me today. If you have any questions, please test them in, and I will answer them as best as I can along the way. My name is Lotte Vesterli, as I said. I'm an occupational therapist, along as certified coach and RIM facilitator. I've also been trained by Jack Canfield. And what I share with you today is a combination of all my knowledge, things that I have found is helping people to move forward in their life the best. Before we move on, I want to start with just a little bit of my own story so you can see where I'm coming from and why I find this stuff so important. When I started grade 1, I was so unlucky, I would say, to get a teacher who took every student in two groups, the bright ones and the stupid ones. Well, I got to be in the very stupid ones. She totally did not believe I could learn anything, and that belief she passed on to me quite quickly. As well as putting that on me, my classmate didn't want to be among me because I was stupid, and they were afraid to go with me to be called stupid by the teacher as well. So in grade 1, I wasn't even invited to the birthday parties. 3 years passed, and I got the chance to move class. When I moved class at the end of grade 3, I couldn't read. I hadn't learned anything in school so far, as well as I hated to be there. And I would always be late, no matter how early I got pushed out of the door at home. I would walk slowlier and slowlier, not wanting to be at my school. The anxiety in me the whole day was so big that I was one big block, unable to take anything in, isolated and very much alone. It started to change just a little when I moved class, at least from the outside, because I learned very quickly to read and have read lots of books. I started to learn my maths, my history, all the other things I had to learn. And I actually ended up getting pretty good marks, being at the top of my class. So from the outside, it could look as things had changed. But inside of me, no. I was still full of anxiety, and I still didn't believe it myself. And I was so afraid that anybody should find out how stupid I was. So with my brain, I could see my marks. With my brain, I could move on to our high school, to occupational therapy school, get in, even that required quite high marks. Finish up, get a job. In my brain, all of that was doable. But in my heart, I was so afraid anybody would find out that I was so stupid. I couldn't believe that I was able to achieve all of this. It didn't change until I was 30 years old, where luckily I got in touch with some of the products from the United States, personal development, and I got 2 tapes that changed my life. One called The Anxiety Free, and another one, Self-esteem. These 2 tapes started shifting my core beliefs. Just a little, but enough for me to start moving forward. And I started buying everything I could get hand on in sort of tapes, personal courses and stuff. There was nothing in Denmark at that time where I could get help in groups or individual coaching, nothing. So I all learned, everything I learned was by these tapes and these self-study courses, which was good. And it started raising my self-esteem. I even got to be a team leader. But inside of me, there was still something missing. I had still the anxiety. I was still having these limiting beliefs. And today I talk about I went 1/3 by myself, which was great and the first and necessary steps that I had to take. And then I got in touch with Jack Canfield and the whole personal development world. And I went to some of his events. I took his trainer. I got individual coaching. And those years just shifted me so quickly and so much. Then in 2 years, I went another 2/3 of my journey to get to that person that I am today. A person that is no longer afraid to be in a group of people, but can step right into it. Who can make a fool of herself. Who can dance in the middle of the room. Who can stand out speaking to other people. And who can stand up and say her opinion without being afraid of being laughed at. And I'm no longer afraid that other people will find out how stupid I am, because I no longer believe that I'm stupid. Today, I believe I'm enough and good enough just the way I am. And that's what I want to give to you. Feeling good enough just the way you are. Because we are all good enough. I will also say this, that no matter how good I get, no matter how far I go, there will always be limiting places to push. Always be places outside my comfort zone where I have to take some kick at me and go for it. But it gets easier and easier. And I want to push me through and to develop myself for the rest of my life. Because that's what true growth is. But the biggest steps, it would have taken me to the person I am today. And I never ever want to go back. And I don't wish for anybody to be at that place, to live such a life that I lived for 30 years. I want you all to get out and to start living your life to the fullest. To start increasing your self-esteem. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How you can start moving forward in your life. Today I'm going to talk about the hope concept. I'm going to talk about the heal, how you have to start heal from the inside out. We have to go from the inside, otherwise there's no way that we can heal. No way that's going to last. We're going to talk about the opportunities you have right now, right here, to start moving forward, because we all have some. We're going to talk about the power inside of you, the power that we all have, including you, to move forward in your life. And last, I'm going to give you one tool that you can start using from today to help you eliminate the stuff that's coming up, blocking you from moving your path. So stay with me to the end where you can get this tool. So H, how you can heal yourself. When we go into negative beliefs, we're not feeling good about ourselves. I think about it as a spiral moving downwards. The more we don't believe in ourselves, the more limiting beliefs we have, the worse we feel, and so on. So we have a spiral that's going down and down that can end up in the deepest depression. And we want to take that spiral, twist it, turn it around so it moves upwards. It will take time in the beginning. It's not quite easy to twist it, to turn it, but it's doable when you set yourself to do it. It's all about your intention. And one way to do it is to start thinking more positive thoughts than you might be doing today. Most of us are talking in a negative way to ourselves. Most of the thoughts that we are having is about how we did something wrong, how we can't do that, how some people are letting us down. Why did we say that? Why did we do that? All of these things. We think about that we can't. There's so many things that we talk to ourselves about as negative. And I want you right now to think about one thing that you tell yourself daily. One thing that you say to yourself that's negative. Just think about what it is right now. And things that often comes up is things like I can't, I will never, I always forget, I'm not good enough. Big one of mine, as I told you, but also from a lot of other people. I don't trust, I don't believe, I'm always late. These thoughts are so easy to change. And often it's just the opposite. It's like, I can, I will, I remember everything, I am good enough, I trust other people, or I trust I can do it, I believe I can do it, I am always on time. And it might seem so simple when I say this, but it's true. These statements can start turning your life around. And the best thing to do is to stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and say, I can. And if you know what you want to go, you want to do, like I can run a 5-mile race, or I can win, if that's your goal. I am capable of doing X and Y. I remember everything. Look at it. Look at the mirror. Look you in your eyes and say that. And during the day, whenever you take yourself in saying, I can't, or something like that, think erase, erase. You can even tap you with one hand to the other hand, say erase, erase. And then state the opposite, the positive, and say, I can. And one of the reasons for this is that our body goes weak when we say can't, and it gets strong when we say can, will, trust, believe. All of these powerful, strong words. Positive, strong words. And you can muscle test that. And if I had you right here in front of me, I could muscle test you to show you the difference in your body if you say I can't and I can. For now, you just have to trust me and know that what I'm saying has been tested and proved over and over again. And this is not something that you will shift right now. For now, it's an ongoing process. It's a habit you have to learn. So just be aware of every time you say something negative about yourself and your abilities. So erase, erase, and state the positive statement, because that's overruling what you just said negative. And the more you do it, the more powerful it will get. And if you start to do that today, try noticing the changes that will go in you over the next months and see how powerful this is. And this takes us right into taking 100% responsible for your own life. Because no matter what has happened to you throughout your life, as with me, my teacher, you have a reaction to that event. And you can choose to either blame and complain about the event, or you can choose to let it go and be with it. As long as I was blaming all my negative beliefs on my teacher, I didn't really move forward. I had to stop and forgive her, which I must admit was not an easy task. And it took me years to be truly able to forgive. And it took me a lot of inner work. And it didn't really get to that point before I worked with somebody in a group. And I was able to go deep inside of myself and truly forgive from my heart. And then I was really able to take the next step. But even without the forgiveness part, you can still move forward. But at one point, you just have to forgive. There's no more important than that. When you can have a reaction of saying, I forgive, that's what was, and I'm going to move forward, it will change the outcome of the event totally. But no matter the event, no matter what happens, big event, small event, daily things, big things, you always have a choice to react in one way or another one. Usually we cannot change the event. I couldn't change my teacher going backwards. If you drop something, you can't change that. If something happened to you, maybe you've gotten a chronic illness, that's just a headache. You cannot change the event, but you can change your reaction. And when you change your reaction, you change the outcome. A powerful story from my first years as an occupational therapist, and what actually started me on this whole journey that our brain is more powerful than we really think, was a story about two people with MS. And MS is not an easy sickness to have. It's a chronic illness, and I have worked with a lot of people with MS, and I truly respect them. So please don't take this as offense to them, but just to show you how powerful reaction is to no matter what kind of event that happened for you in your life. I get my first MS patient. She comes in the door, and she comes in this way. I can't. It hurts. I can't do anything. And that was her attitude throughout the whole training, the 2 months of daily training. Her reaction was, I can't. And she didn't try. And no matter how much I or my colleagues tried to motivate her, we could get her to do the movements, but she didn't put any strength in them. And we all know when we have to do physical exercises, we have to put strength, tighten our muscles, do something to have it work. But she didn't try. And we could facilitate, we could guide, we could do everything in our body to help her. But as a statement says, you can't hire anybody to do your push-up for you. We could only tell her how to do her push-ups. We couldn't do them for her. Not that it was push-ups that we got her to do, but things like it. Anyway, she hardly changed. She got only a little better, and that was all. The real change in my mind came when, in a couple of months afterwards, we got a patient in. That's about the same when she came in as the first patient was. Had about the same ability, but her mindset was totally different. She came in with the attitude, I am so lucky I got this opportunity to train, and I am going to go for it no matter how much pain I have in my body, how tired I get. I am going to use these 2 months. And she used them. She trained. She pushed through her pain. She wanted to get better. And she got so much better. It was like unbelievable. And when I look back at those two persons and I think, what's the change? They were about the same when they came in, but the outcome was so differently. I realized it had nothing to do with the work that I did. It had all to do with their mindset. And after that, I had seen it again and again and again. No matter as OT, as coach, as RIM, no matter what kind of tool I use, I can guide, I can facilitate, but if people are not willing to change, they won't change. So it's your willingness, it's your reaction that's the core things that make you change the outcome for the event. No matter what event it is, how your reaction is, that's going to be the outcome. So I challenge you to think about your reaction in every event that you have in your life, no matter if it's big or small. Moving forward to the opportunities you have in your life. Right now, what do you truly want? What will it take for you to get one step better? What will it take for you to move one step forward in your life? What is it that you want? Do you want a bestseller book? You want to be able to work with your computer without having to ask for help all the time? You want a happy family. What is it that you truly want? A better health, better sleep, more exercise. What is it you want? Not me, not your neighbor, but you. And often I hear the words, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Or for many teenagers, just something. But you have to think moving forward. What if it really meant something? What would you want? If it does matter, what would you want differently from what you have today? If you knew what you wanted, what would it be? Think about it. What is it that you truly, truly want? Because you are the only one who can design the life you want. And as Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Remember, all of this started with a dream and a mouse. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about Walt Disney was that he actually got fired from the first newspaper that he worked on. And for what? Lack of fantasy. Who would believe that about Walt Disney? He also got broke several times. But he still had this passion, this goal, this dream he saw over and over again. And he kept going forward. And finally, he achieved his dream. And so can you. When we know what we want, we start setting our power to work. Because we all have a strong power inside of you, inside of us. You have a power inside of you. I have. Everybody have their own power to move forward. All we have to do is to use it and know how to use it. So what you choose to change today, or what can you choose to change today to open up for a healthier life, for a more fulfilling life? What do you want? When we know what we want, we have to set it into a goal. It's like we set it into our GPS system. When we state it as a goal, our mind knows what we want and will help us to achieve it. A goal has to be smart. It has to be specific and measurable. Why? Because if it's not specific, our brain doesn't know what it is that we really want. And an example for this, that if you can't really walk today, and you really decide to be able to walk a mile in 20 minutes, then it's not measurable and specific. Why not, you would say? Because there's two things that you can measure in this. You can measure walking a mile, and you can measure doing it in 20 minutes. So this is actually two goals. One, I can walk a mile. Second, in 20 minutes. If you can walk a mile already in 30 minutes, it is clear and specific, I can walk a mile in 20 minutes, because you can already walk a mile. But if you can't walk a mile today, it's two goals. So it has to be measurable in only one way. And that's really tough. But think about, always ask yourself, what happened if I walk 1 mile? Have I achieved my goal? And you haven't if you said it, walk a mile in 20 minutes, if you can't walk a mile today. So you have only achieved your goal when you start to be able to walk it in 20 minutes as well. So it's so important to really state it clear. So you have your first goal, I can walk a mile, and say, yes, I achieved that. Now I can push myself till I be able to walk it in 20 minutes. Then I have another goal that I go for. So specific, measurable. It has to be attractive. So often, people are pushed by other people to start losing weight, to quit smoking, to start exercising. And they don't feel it inside of them. It's not their goal. And that's why they start. And in a matter of weeks, they usually quit. They might know that it is important for their health to lose weight, or to stop smoking, or start exercising. But if it's something people are saying from the outside, it doesn't work from the inside. You have to have your body with you. Have your heart with you in the goal, not only your mind. So if the doctor tells you to lose weight, and you know it's a good thing, but it's still only in your brain, You have to find something that goes into your heart so you can really, really feel it inside of you. So it really gets attractive for you. And it might be things like I can play more easily with my kids or grandkids. Or I can start hiking, which I also really want to do. Whatever it is, have to be something that goes into your heart. So it's really, really attractive for you. When it's attractive for you, it's much more powerful and there's much more chance that you will achieve your goal. And it have to be realistic. If I say that I will lose 10 pounds in a week, that's not realistic unless I stop eating at all. And even if that was going to happen then in a week, I would probably easily gain it as well. Have to be realistic. Like losing a pound a week. If it's something like you're sitting in a wheelchair today and you dream about dancing, that might not be the first goal. You can have that as a goal far out, but what would be the first thing for you to do is to be able to walk 100 feet, because that's the goal you have to focus on. And of course, it depends on your situation. I know people who are lame, and that's not a goal. It's good for them. But there's other goals, wheelchair dancing, that could be achievable. So there's usually always something that can make it achievable. There was a guy only a few weeks ago who has no legs from the knees down and no arms from the elbow down. He crawled Kilimanjaro. Crawled Kilimanjaro. So don't limit yourself. On the other hand, you have to be realistic. And maybe just set goals, smaller goals to achieve the big ones. And lastly, it had to be timed. Because if I say I want to lose 10 pounds, my brain is going to tell me, that, okay, that's fine. Sometimes in her life, she wants to lose 10 pounds. But obviously, not right now. The brain doesn't start working for you before you set a time. When I want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, and I set a specific date and time, the brain start working towards it. That's how the brain works. So when you're really specific, have a measurable goal, it's attractive, realistic, and timed, you are prompting that into your brain's GPS, and you will start getting there. I just want to give you one example here, already mentioned. Like a dream is a dream about losing 10 pounds, but a goal is by December 1st, 2013 at 12 a.m., I will have lost 10 pounds. Why 12 a.m.? Because at that time, I can come up to you and say, did you achieve your goal? Yes or no? And remember, if you have not achieved your goal but only lost 8 pounds, that's totally fine. You still achieved a lot and you will just set a new date for the rest. So it's a high intention but low attachment to your goals. And why I lose weight loss is because it's something that comes up for a lot of people and is easy to explain. But anyway, when you have set your goal, you have set your inner GPS. You might not see the whole road you're going to go, but your inner GPS is giving you clues and support for you to achieve your goals. So one of the most important steps is to have a clear, specific goal a smart goal. And even better is to write it down and to look at it every day. So just go for it and start achieving your goals. So I challenge you to set a goal as soon as this webinar is ended. Set one goal that you want to achieve, maybe before Christmas or in the next year. Go for it because you can do it. Lastly, when we set a goal, blocks are gonna come up in us. Blocks like, I'm not good enough, I can't, things we already talked about. And what do we do when these things come up? We have to clear them out. And there's several ways to do that. And some blocks are deep and big and they might require more help or more time. Other blocks are small ones that we can easily remove by ourselves. And today I give you one tool that you can start using whenever something is showing up. And it's a little meditation goal, a tool that you can use. And when you get a bit better, you can do it with open eyes in whatever situation you are in. But for now, I just want you to sit down, close your eyes, and start breathing in deeply and slowly. Feel your whole body getting more and more relaxed for each breath in and out. As you feel your whole body is getting relaxed, feel your legs being heavy, your arms heavy, your torso is heavy, your shoulders sinking towards the earth, feeling heavy, relaxed. Your facial muscles relax, and your head is totally relaxed. Now think about your goal you want to achieve, and notice what inner block is coming up. Maybe a thought, I'm not good enough. Maybe some fear. Maybe some, can I really do this? Whatever is coming up, just notice it for now. Feel it where it is in your body. Notice the structure, maybe the form, and sound, color. And now allow it to be in your body as best as you can right now. Just allow it and welcome it as best you can right now. As you keep breathing slowly and deeply, just welcome this block. As you welcome it, just welcome that you have the power to move forward in your life. And you now choose to say thank you for this block. for having been there. But now it's time to move on. So now you start breathing in healing energy, healing light into this place, into this block. And when you exhale, let the block just go away. Might have form as a heavy smoke or fog, or some color that's moving out. Whatever it is, just visualize it moving away back into the universe, transforming and no longer being in your body. And even transform to birds or butterflies, whatever feels right for you. Just visualize it moving away from your body as you keep filling up the space with healing light, positive images, and thoughts. Let it go. And just let it go as best you can right now, right here. Sometimes it takes more than one round to get totally rid of it. Other times, remove it all in the first round. For every time you work at a block, you remove one or more layers. Just fill this space up with a healing light. My light is usually deep yellow, but it can have any color. That's just right for you. And let it out as best you can. Right now, right here. Keep breathing in and through the block. And now, if you do this by yourself, you can keep breathing in and out. But for now, just fill up the space that you created with this healing light. And if it feels right, you can even create an image, maybe a rosebud, something else, to fill that space up with something positive. This is filled out. Let the energy from this positive image or light expand throughout your whole body, into every cell in your body. Have it fill you out, radiating from you. Whole body from the tip of your toe to the top of your head is now filled with this radiating positive energy. And now you see the goal, and you see clearly the next step that you have to take in order to move forward in your goal, towards your goal, and see how you're ready to take it. Visualize you taking that next step. Feeling strong and positive and ready to move forward in your life. And now take one last deep breath in and out. Start wriggling your toes and your finger, maybe stretching. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome back. This meditation you can use whenever you feel to get rid of something that is blocking you right now from moving forward in your life. Start using it, move forward. So, this is all that I had today from the hope concept. The healing, the opportunities you have, the power you have within you, and the tool to eliminate whatever comes up blocking you for receiving your goal. And if you want to go forward to work more with me, I have individual coaching, but I also have a group coaching program coming on online in a couple of weeks. And I will send you the link. So if you are interested to do more work with me, you're more than welcome to look at it. Otherwise, I will really challenge you to work with somebody to move forward in your life. I know you can do it by yourself, but just go so much quicker than you work with somebody else. So that's all that I have for now, and I will stop with this quote: the best way to predict your future is to create it yourself. So thank you so much for being on the line with me today. I'm so grateful that you showed up, and I hope this helped you to move forward in your life. Thank you very much.